Call Greg Wolf, Watts Copy Systems, 217-352-0428, where service is more than a promise. A locally owned, family-owned, and employee-owned Illinois business. Watts Copy Systems. Well, sir, mild today and pretty darn good for December, brother.
Yeah, and it continues on here right into at least the start of the weekend. And even that, despite rain, it's rain that comes our way, not the other stuff. And we do see a little transition back into a little more typical seasonal feel around here on temperatures by late in the weekend and a good part of next week. Probably closer to a few days before Christmas with maybe a little more discernible, longer lasting pattern shift, i.e. into wintertime. In the meantime, though, out the door this morning, not bad for a December morn with a rating of 34, a pair of them at Willard and Savoy and Rantoul. Same at Bloomington Normal, 35 at Danville, 34 at the Kankakee, 42 at St. Louis. Brickyard checks in at 34 degrees as well. Already healthy south-southwesterly wind that'll run at a good 20 to 25 mile per hour clip. Need wind this time of the year to get it to warm up, if you will. 54 later on today. Normal high this time of the year is at 40. Sunshine the rule. For tonight, partly cloudy, breezy, and mild again for a December night at 43. Tomorrow continues unseasonably mild to warm at 57. Probably here in Philo on southward will tickle 60 on someone's vehicle thermometer. Could be a stray shower late in the day to our south and southwest. Then some showers overspread the area tomorrow night. Low down to 51. A little quicker, faster movement on this Saturday weather system. So rain in the morning, lesser rain chances in the afternoon. Temperatures in the 50s in the morning, 40s in the afternoon. Still not half bad on a gusty west-northwesterly wind. Maybe a lone snow shower here Sunday morning. Nothing Monday. Couple snowflakes Tuesday and Wednesday. And a general trend back to more seasonal highs. That's going to be about 40-ish either side of that by day. Overnight readings will fall into the 20s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
7:08 off and running on this Thursday day. I was thinking, oh, holy night.
Exactly.
What is today?
The 7th.
What
Harbor?
Is that a question? I'm wondering if I go to the mall, if anybody knows.
The day that would live on in infamy.
Live in infamy, according to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who addressed Congress very shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor, which was a Sunday, and they had just gone out for the weekend. Now, this is a long time ago. I do understand, but it is very important to remember history. This is like 82 years ago. Does that sound right? 1941, December 7, 1941. When Pearl Harbor was attacked by the Japanese, there was all kinds of feelings that we were just about to get in a war with Japan, but we just didn't know when. And so Japan later said we awakened a sleeping giant in America who was kind of standing on the sidelines while Nazi Germany was making their move and China was being attacked by Japan. Japan was moving into China. And so we were allies with Russia and China, interestingly enough, against the evil Germany and Italy and Japan. So this is 82 years ago, and what's the significance? Well, you need to remember things so that we try not to relive things. And of course, we all went through 9/11, which was somewhat a different attack on civilians. This is on Pearl Harbor, a military installation in Hawaii. Very moving. If you ever have been there, you know what it's like to stand on the Arizona and look down and still see oil leaking from the ship from 82 years ago. But it's a very, very moving memorial out at Pearl Harbor in Honolulu. So this occurred. It brought us into World War II, and the world was united against the evil. There was no black and white. There was no this or that. That they're the evil. We attack. We must help. We must defeat the enemy. I mean, it was all incredibly different than it feels like today. So I guess my question, and we've got time to discuss, and you can text in as you think about this. What would the reaction be today on an attack, even one like 9/11? How would we react as a country today? Would we say, hell no, pardon my French? Or would we say, ceasefire, it's our fault, we did this, we're evil, it's us, we had it coming, this is us, we should have seen it, we did it all wrong, it's our policies, we shouldn't be in America, we took it from the American Indian, and it's January 6th, Black Lives Matter. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how. I believe it'd be different. I think you'd have a growing number of anti-Americanism that is eminent in this country. It's not It's not more than 5 or 10% of the country, but it is 5 or 10% of the country. You have 330 million. There's 30 million that are we're bad. We're the bad guy. And that's a reality. It's growing. That number is growing because of whatever. Brainwashing, bad information, digesting lies that are just factually true.
Yeah, little snippets of information on the TikTok or something like that.
Somebody did a study on you absorb an hour of TikTok, you're 15% more likely to be anti-Semitic.
Right.
I mean, so there's
the messages that you're getting.
The messaging that's going on with the social media and such. I just don't know if we would be the same today as one United States of America versus fragmented and people dispensing information. Like Pearl Harbor didn't happen. It didn't happen. Those are just special. I mean, Israel wasn't attacked by Hamas the way that we say. It was all Israeli army, and they're just lying. So you just got to fight some of the stuff that we never used to have to fight. And 9/11 was a plot by George W. Bush. I mean, it was he did that. Dick Cheney did that. There's things that are hard to leap over, and it's getting harder and harder as we see currently with Israel being attacked by Hamas in such a brutal way, beheading babies and killing women and children. And then, of course, the people that you would ask about that would say that's a lie. That did not happen. It was all Israel, and they made that up. And that's not true. There's facts on the ground, and there's film on the ground, and what happened October 7 in Israel. So if you feel like it, if you're thinking about it, I got a clip I want to play that put together with 1941 and some of the survivors. This was made a few years ago of those that were on the USS Arizona and other ships there at Pearl Harbor. You can just hear it in their voice what they went through. It was also payday the day before. On Saturday, December 6th in Honolulu, they got paid $15 each. So they went out and spent it. And so guess what? They probably had a few beers.
Yeah.
And so they were asleep Sunday morning, and it was just the perfect time to attack Pearl Harbor in Honolulu. They had some of the admirals playing golf on that early Sunday morning as they saw the planes fly overhead. And it was chaos in minutes, and it was a 90-minute attack that just left us in absolute despair. So it's something to think about. And if I were to go to the mall with a microphone, I said, do you know what today is? And I guess I'm picking on the mall because it might be a little younger crowd. But if I go out there with a picture of Joe Biden, and then to ask two-part question, who is this? Joe Biden. Who is this, and what happened on today in U.S. history? What percentage would know? And it's just a simple question. And I think there'd be more shocking. And I would bet half the people would know Joe Biden and half would not know who he is. And I bet you 10% would know who Kamala Harris is, the vice president. And 90% would not know who that is. I just think it's where we are. 217-359-2255. If you'd like to text and think about that, well, how would America react to an attack on us? You can even go back to 9/11. That's 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be different. Here's your sports headlines.
Illinois extended its winning streak to 3 games with their 74-52 win over Northern Kentucky. Go Lady Illini. Our State Farm Center had a lot of great players, 14 of them registering minutes in their route to this 22-point victory. And Bryn Shoop-Hill set a new career-high scoring mark with the team best 15 points. Next up for the women in the Illini basketball team will be Michigan on Sunday at 2. For the men, it's Saturday at 11 as we take on number 17, Tennessee. We've been ranked number 20. We also had Johnny Newton claiming more All-American awards. And, of course, he's declared for the NFL draft, so we won't be seeing him play again. But Parkland's basketball team, 12-0. Now it's the college's best record. Their 76-70 win over Rend Lake. The women's basketball team also winners. Speaking of women's basketball, Caitlin Clark with Iowa gets her 3,000th point, joining 15 players with that kind of credential. We also had Iowa beating Iowa State 67-58. In NFL action tonight, New England and Pittsburgh will be going at it. The Bulls beat Charlotte yesterday. That's essentially sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Yeah, this woman from Iowa who's going to score, 30 points a game, and everybody knows it. Think about that. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that's her. Mm-hmm. And so she must have good teammates. I've not seen Iowa play this year, but she must have good teammates. Otherwise, you just double team her.
Yeah.
And you double team her, she kicks it over to somebody who's open, and she must make a free, So anyway, it's remarkable what's happening. Caitlin Clark. But Elise Knutson from Philo, Illinois, is the second leading scorer in women's basketball in the nation. Uh-huh. She's averaging 28-plus points a game for Milliken. And I don't care where you're playing. I don't care if we have a game in Philo on the blacktop. Scoring 30 points a game is nuts.
That's a lot.
Because everybody knows you're the guy. You're the Roman. You're the person. You stop them. It's crazy. All right, getting some texts in, we will discuss.
Okay, good.
217-359-2255. How would America react? And I'm picking December 7th because that's 82 years ago for Pearl Harbor.
Right.
And it's how would we react? How would we digest this today? How would the news media, which has changed dramatically in 20 years, how would the news media cover this? And what would the feeling of the people you would at least hear on the TV and social media, what would they say? And what would the presentation be? And then what would the pressure to do be for Americans, and what would we do? Because, listen, it's a scary world we're living in, and it has many of us concerned about what would happen if something happens. And so it's worth thinking about. 217-359-2255. We check some weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier brought to you this morning by Carl.
Carl reminds you that in December, sometimes the holidays can lead to increased negative behaviors. Do you know someone struggling with gambling or substance abuse? Reach out for help at carl.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a delightful spell of so-called December weather coming our way over the next several days, especially with temperature in mind. And the next weather system appearing to be all rain across the area. Some additional drought relief early on into the weekend. There is a change back to more seasonal temperatures and perhaps a couple of snowflakes in the air as well at some point late in the weekend or early next week. In the meantime, mostly sunny, turning windy and milder this afternoon, up to 54. Almost 15 above average. Southwest wind on the increase at 15 to 25 and gusty. A few clouds for tonight. Breezy 43 for the low. Tomorrow windy and seasonally mild. There could be a stray shower in spots late in the day and up to 57. Tomorrow night shower activity expands across the area. Lows in the lower 50s up to 56, and then falling temperatures Saturday afternoon. Some shower activity especially in the morning hours. For Sunday, maybe a snow shower in spots in the morning. Dry Monday. High temperatures in the upper 30s and lower 40s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
With the leaves and temperatures beginning to fall, it's time to make sure those furnaces are in great running order. Get that furnace tuned up so it doesn't let you down on the cold nights. Dogtown is the People's Choice #1 HVAC company again in 2023. Ask about the current 0% financing offer on all Lennox high comfort systems and single component units for qualifying applicants. The number's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Expected in the recent quarter, sales were up 2.4%. The company says that was mostly because of contributions from new stores, which offset the impact of other stores closing. Dollar General is planning 800 new stores and 1,500 stores being remodeled next year. Advanced Micro Devices shares are higher after revealing new products that could boost its artificial intelligence business. Air Methods, a helicopter ambulance business, has received bankruptcy court approval for its debt restructuring. The business says it will exit bankruptcy court by the end of the year after wiping out $1.7 billion in debt. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Kosola, invested in you.
Stay Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
5 inches of rain by tomorrow.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
With the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Like every bank, there's a time every day when we stop making loans. But at Iroquois Federal, we never stop making a difference. Thanks to an amazing team of employees who give back to their local communities all over Central Illinois. From hospital boards and local school programs to Kiwanis and the United Way, Iroquois Federal employees donated more than 1,000 volunteer hours last year. And we'll do it again next year, because the only thing we like more than making a loan is making a difference. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Don't miss your chance to cheer on Fighting Illini basketball this season.
Deafening in here, 15,000, another shutout.
We need all of Illini Nation to help us defend State Farm Center.
And Illinois overcomes their largest deficit of the season.
Great seat locations are still available for you to see Illinois basketball live this season.
The Illini win it!
Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
All right, ESPN 93.5. We programming note here this morning. John Decker is on an Amtrak train. Signal spotty. Oh, he's going to miss today. Sorry about that. And he's sorry, too, because so many love John Decker on our Thursday program. We've been talking about the date. It's December 7, 1941, discussing Pearl Harbor. That's when the Japanese attacked America and drew us into World War II. It was kind of an inevitability from a whole lot of perspectives, but it was the United States. There was a woman in Congress that voted against going to war. It was, whatever the number was, 222 to 1. And I think her name was Jeannie Murray. You can look that up and check me, but that's what's in my brain.
Okay.
It was not unanimous to declare war on Japan after Pearl Harbor. So there was one person in 1941, and then, of course, we've all lived through, I think you've lived through, probably old enough to remember at least a little bit, some of you, 9/11. And what happened there, it was a different enemy because it was terrorism. And terrorism can live in caves and among women and children. Very, very difficult. There isn't a flag. There isn't borders. Much more difficult to fight terror than it was to say, there's Germany, there's Italy, there's Japan.
Well, some text coming in to 359-2255 saying, remember when Trump claimed that Muslims cheered in the streets after 9/11? He may be over-exaggerated, but he wasn't wrong. It will be way worse this time. Another person said, Steve, I absolutely agree with the attitude of our country. We would not have had the support of a lot of liberal Americans. I'm very concerned about our country moving forward. We have young people that need a safe space when things don't go their way, blaming America for all the wrongs of the world.
Another texter says, I am certain that the same people blaming Israel for October 7 would blame the U.S. for December 7. Is that right? Is that where we are? 217-359-2255. How would we react today for an attack, even 9/11? And I think, I believe it would be what this last texter said. It's our fault. Remember Barack Obama's minister? Chicken's coming home to roost. GD America. I mean, it was just unbelievable. Reverend, what was his name? Reverend Wright up in Chicago? That America was the bad guy, and that's listen, it's just a weird, different. We've not been here before, where we are fighting so much, we don't get along, we have such different opinions. You might even say we have a different level of reality of what is true and what isn't, and yet we can't really solve stuff if we don't talk, and we can't really solve stuff if we're on such different planes where people are leaving states to go to a red state and people leaving red states to go to blue states. Is that what it's becoming? So I mean, what would it be all America's fault? Would we know what happened on this date? Would there be people? Certainly, there'd be people at the mall that would know what happened on September 11th of 2001, right? I mean, you'd think they'd know that. 9/11, everybody, because I
would think.
Yeah.
So Jeanette Rankin was the one that was the sole person that voted.
Jeanette Rankin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That voted against going to war.
22 to 1. I don't know why that number sticks in my head. Obviously, the less people represented in America is the less people in America. I'm not sure how many people were in America in 1941, but it wasn't very many. 150, 200 million. We're 330 plus, 340 million people and growing by leaps and bounds. The First Lady addressed the nation after the Pearl Harbor attack in maybe the most patriotic speech ever broadcast. That'd be Eleanor Roosevelt, right? But Franklin Delano, I'm going to play this clip coming up after the news here. And it plays Franklin Roosevelt's declaration of war. I mean, we're going to win, so help us God. And then a bunch of veterans that were there that remember it. And, right now, today, and December 7, 2023, I don't know how many we have living. It's a handful. There are not very many, obviously, that long ago that went through that and are still alive. So it's a long time ago. It would have been, 18 years old, and it's 82 years, 100.
Mm-hmm.
So those that are 100 years old, and there are a few, but very, very few. Okay, a break. We'll come back. We do have a Stever, ladies and gentlemen, today. A good one from Merle Norman.
Oh, great.
Somebody wants to have their face played on. You get kind of a facial. I'll pay for that. You'll also get a color analysis. We'll get that covered. And then I give you a Benjamin Franklin, which is a $100 bill, to buy things from Maryland at Merle Norman, right next to Carpet Weavers on Market View.
That's right, 706 West Market View, near Market View and Prospect, North Prospect, and right next to Subway. It's so nice to get in there and even bring a girlfriend and talk about the boutique items and the things that you can get this holiday season. So many gifts if you reach different thresholds of buying skincare items and things like that. The fragrances are terrific, and of course, you're wanting to look good at all these holiday parties coming up too. Merle Norman with Maryland is the perfect fit.
Okay, again, to get this, go to GoStever.com. It's up right now. GoStever.com. And if you would like to win this, and maybe your significant other would love this, you can do that. This could be a little gift ahead of Christmas.
That's right.
All right, 217-359-2255. You want to text anything about the date, December 7, and Pearl Harbor Day, or anything else about how America would react today if we were attacked, you can text in or go to GoStever.com for the offer.
Hi, Ellen Hook here, owner of your local Ashley and Ashley Outlets. We're delivering faster than Santa's sleigh this December. Buy now and get guaranteed delivery before Christmas. Shop local at your Ashley store for in-stock furniture, mattresses, holiday decor, and more. There's dining and kitchenware to help you savor the season, and post-feast recliners to add yet another reason. Visit your local Ashley home store right now for hosting essentials that bring holiday wow. Buy now and get guaranteed delivery on all in-stock product before Christmas. Only at your local Ashley.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial, Inc. Fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
Foster, Vivek Ramaswamy defended him, but the other three Republicans on stage at last night's final primary debate on News Nation had something at least negative to say about former President Trump. He's beating them all badly in the polls.
Trump wasn't there. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
The idea that we're going to put someone up there that's almost 80 and there's going to be no effects from that, we all know that that's not true.
Former Ambassador Nikki Haley.
$9 trillion in debt. He did just in 4 years.
And former Governor Chris Christie.
He is unfit.
Jill Nato, Fox News.
It's December 7th. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor was 82 years ago today. Oregon Navy veteran Ike Schaub, 103 years old, says he was scared stiff on board the USS Dobbin that day.
Didn't know what to do. It's a funny feeling.
He's expected to be one of only about 5 or 6 survivors back in Hawaii for today's remembrance ceremony. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign teen facing a gun charge that follows a traffic stop in Urbana. Police pulled over a car Monday night in the 800 block of East Main Street. They searched the car, discovered cannabis and a pistol. A 17-year-old arrested and then taken to the Champaign County Juvenile Detention Center. Governor's unveiling the 18 members of the Early Childhood Education and Care Transition Advisory Committee. The strategic planning group will consist of educators, child care providers, and policy experts. The committee will advise the state on the creation of a new unified state agency to administer early childhood education and care programs. The Decatur city manager retiring next year. Scott Wrighton announcing he plans to retire in May. At the city council meeting on Monday, he was hired as city manager in January of 2019. City officials plan to hire a consulting firm to find his replacement. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. ESPN 93.5 weather with meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center selling passes this week 50% off. Don't forget the lap swim and winter break public swim hours. A great way for families and groups to enjoy the pool for a discount. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Nice spell of early December weather to continue on right in through at least the start of the weekend. And even there, next weather system expected to bring some additional drought relief. More rain in the forecast. There is a shift back into some chillier weather, more seasonal temperatures for next week. In the meantime, turning windy and milder with a mostly sunny Thursday. 54 this afternoon. The southwest to southwind and the increase at 15 to 25 and gusty. Some scattered clouds, breezy tonight, 43. That's close to an average high this time of the year. Tomorrow, windy and seasonably mild, partly sunny. Could be a lone shower to our southwest late in the day and high at about 57, even 60 south of Champaign County. Breezy, mild in the lower 50s and showers overspread the area tomorrow night and some showery weather for the day on Saturday, especially the morning hours up to 56 there, 40s in the afternoon. Could be a snow shower Sunday, nothing Monday, couple of snowflakes Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures will settle back close to 40 for daytime highs. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, we normally have John Decker on at this hour. I apologize. He's on an Amtrak, and he has spotty reception, so we just aren't able to reach him today. Navigating perhaps tomorrow. Maybe we'll get John Decker up, and then, of course, next Thursday he'll be back. It's always great to have him on the Tapman's Joint phone line. John Decker, the Gray Television national correspondent. Gray Television's got like 120 TV stations. Unfortunately, they're not in Champaign-Urbana. Won't see John a lot. But anywhere there's anything nationally, he's on. 120 TV stations across America. So, and he's just obviously very good. And we met him in a little cubby in a radio hole in Fox News. Mm-hmm. I knew him when.
Exactly.
All right, so this is December 7, 1941. We've been talking about Pearl Harbor and what happened back in that day, 82 years ago today, and why it's significant. And then the other question was, how would we react today as a country? Would we be all united, or would there be protests for the other side, like we're seeing for Palestine and Palestinian protests and things we're seeing in major cities regarding Israel?
Especially college campuses. And,
yeah. Anyway, I'm just curious, and if you have any thoughts on that, you can text in. How would America respond today to Pearl Harbor and or 9/11, for that matter? It just seems very much like we're not as united, obviously, as we used to be. Or at least that's being portrayed. I think there's always been outliers in America, just not as many. But there's always been people that are crazy, nuts, unbelievable, not in reality, left-wing communist. I mean, we've had it all. We've always had it.
And sometimes the vocal minority is the one that gets the attention of the media because it's essentially clickbait because you look at it because it's interesting.
Or so outrageous.
Right.
And so, but something happened to the media. We somehow just kind of went the other way, and we're not getting the coverage. You can say both sides. I mean, Fox News has that, and Newsmax and stuff, so there is stuff representing the other side of it, but most of it, in my opinion, is pretty much left to far left to me. And you can say, well, Fox News is right. Okay. But I mean, it's just anti where we are, anti great experiment. This is still an experiment coming up in 250 years. In the course of time, what's China been out there? 4,000 years? I mean, 250 years is not very long.
Right.
Roman Empire had it going on for what, 400 years? That collapsed. So don't think stuff like that can't happen to America. And it feels weird and bad and not good and not united. So here's a clip. It's about 4 minutes long about Pearl Harbor. And then the question is, how would we react today? You can text in 217-359-2255. Okay, so here's what happened 82 years ago today.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
By December 1941, the world was at war. Europe was reeling from the Nazis' blitz. In the West, a determined Britain stood alone. Meanwhile, imperial Japanese armies marched through China. Great nations and civilized peoples were enveloped by a new, terrible sort of war.
Everybody knew it was coming, just didn't know when.
May or June, probably, of 1941, we went on a full alert because everybody was saying we were going to go to war with Japan.
And we said, if we ever get in a war with Japan, we'll wipe them out in 3 months. We were very arrogant and proud about that. But how mistaken they were.
Aboard the USS Nevada, the band played Morning Colors as the Stars and Stripes was raised, and a giant wave of planes appeared off in the distance. It was 7:48 a.m.
And it's on a Sunday. They couldn't have picked a better day to do it because we get paid twice a month, and the day before was our payday. So everybody's getting ready to go and spend their $12 or $15 that they got.
Moments later, chaos ensued, and the world would be forever changed. Japanese dive bombers and fighters rained fire upon American fighters. Easy targets parked wingtip to wingtip on the ground.
We heard a screaming aircraft, and moments later, a terrible explosion. We ran outside the hangar, and the hangar beside us had received the first bomb that fell on Ford Island.
The first Japanese plane I saw was flying low and slow in my direction. He cut loose his machine guns. So the bullets went over my head and dug a trench in the dirt behind me.
But the real target was the pride of the U.S. Navy, the battleships moored just off Ford Island. All along Battleship Row, sleeping sailors awoke to the explosion of bombs and the sounds of alarms calling them to battle stations.
All the loudspeakers, all the radios, everything had the fact that this is not a drill, this is a real thing.
First hit, I thought somebody ran into us. But there was a lot of, it wasn't that kind of a hit. It wasn't a collision hit. It was a sharp. And you turn your head, and then just about 30 seconds, the next one hit. Then I know.
Immediately, the USS Oklahoma was hit by 3 torpedoes and began to capsize. The California was hit by 2 bombs and torpedoes. At 8:06 a.m., a bomb crashed through the forward deck of the USS Arizona.
Went through 5 decks and into the lower handling room, and when it went in the lower handling room, there went 1 million pounds of powder. It blew up, and that's in the pictures you all see of it, and the bow came about 30, 40 feet out of the water.
Nearly 1,200 men aboard the Arizona would be killed in the blast.
So we loaded the guys in the launches and to take them to the hospital ship. and we banished ship.
2 waves of attacks over 90 minutes had left Pearl Harbor smoldering.
I seen all the ships up, battleship rolling fire, the Arizona, the West Virginia, the Tennessee, Nevada. It was a devastating sight I'll never forget.
The attack on Pearl Harbor plunged the United States into World War II. Its inspired defense rallied the nation to fight on.
With confidence in our armed forces.
What happened December 7th is frozen in my mind.
With the unbounding determination of our people.
I'm very happy that I'm still here to talk about it, but I'm glad that I played a small part.
The sailors, they didn't have to be told what to do.
We will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God.
And then another aspect of this is what if we needed people to join? Could we get the 18 to 34-year-olds in America today to sign up and fight? How would that go?
Right.
And I don't know.
I don't know how recruitment's going either.
Well, I mean, we're talking about going to the fight. Would our young people sign? Back then, I mean, you couldn't keep them from World War II. You hold me back. How many people signed up 9/11 after they saw it? A lot. Would we have that same patriotism? And frankly, would we be physically able?
Right. I've heard that sometimes when people sign up, they have to go to a camp of sorts and try to work on their physical fitness.
Well, that takes 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go.
That's right.
It's not a 2-week camp. If you're 40 pounds overweight, you can't do much.
That's right.
And there are a lot of people more than 40 pounds overweight.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's another, I think, kind of just came to me. I said, wait a minute, who'd fight? If we on our college campuses need safe spaces when we lose an election, how are they handling military training with guns and bombs and missiles and earplugs and headphones to keep your ears from blowing up when you fire off some rocket? I mean, it's a new world. I don't know if I would have the confidence to think we got a drove of 19-year-olds ready to go. George Herbert Walker Bush lied about his age to get in to be an airline pilot when he was 18. He wasn't going to be held back. We're going to go fight the enemy. I don't know. I don't feel that. I don't feel that there'd be a plethora of young people that would say, sign me up. God bless America. Let's go. Eesh. Okay, I hope I'm wrong on that one too. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
You've got some points, Stevie.
I don't know.
Something to think about when it comes to our
what would we do?
patriotic feeling. I mean, I know I'm the Champaign County Freedom Celebration Committee, and we worry about patriotism around the 4th of July, and are we rubbing people the wrong way with certain themes and things like that? It's ridiculous that we have to second guess being proud to be an American.
217-359-2255. Would we have enough people? And then if we didn't and we had a draft, I don't know. It's just different.
Right.
Isn't it?
It is.
It feels different. All right, 217-359-2255. You got anything to add to that? It is 7:44. We do have Did You Know? Nathaniel coming up with a good one. Let's check sports headlines.
Well, and really, how do we get there again? What can we do? I mean, as far as, I'm thinking about the 4th of July and all that. How can we give people that burst or to have them get involved and support?
Even 9/11, Tom Daschle was the Senate Majority Leader. He was a Democrat. George W. Bush was a Republican president. And they hugged. And we were, for a week, all one. And then when it's terror, and it was Al-Qaeda, well, where are they? In the caves of Afghanistan. Well, who's supporting Taliban? So attack the Taliban. It was really hard to attack the right area and and then you're in Iraq because Saddam Hussein had weapons of all of that.
Yeah.
Back in the day when it was Germany and it was Japan. It was a clear enemy with a flag. Now they're wearing jeans and you're not sure who's who.
Right.
Completely different enemy in 2023.
All right, well, when it comes to sports, we have Illinois women beating Northern Kentucky yesterday, 74-52. All 14 players getting some minutes, and Michigan will be next up Sunday at 2. Our Illinois men in action at Tennessee. They're ranked 17. We're ranked 20. 11 a.m. for that game. Luke Goody on the radio yesterday sounding awesome as we're coming off such a big win there with the Jimmy V Classic in New York City. When it comes to professional basketball, we had New Orleans and LA going at it tonight at 8. The Pelicans and Lakers, and the Pacers at Milwaukee to face the Bucks at 4 o'clock this afternoon in the semifinals of this in-season tournament. We had some other Illinois trending women's basketball stories with number 4 Iowa taking down Iowa State 67-58. The big headline was Caitlin Clark's 35 points. I think she was like 20 in when she hit that 3,000 point level, and 750 rebounds and 750 plus assists. The record is held by Kelsey Plum in 2017 when she exited to join the Las Vegas Aces with 3,527 career points. So Caitlin's really on track since we're so young in the season to probably beat that, since she averages around 30 points a season. And
30 a game. And
that's right.
I mentioned Elise Knutson because she's local.
Well, and we got a graphic in text-wise from my friend Heather saying Caitlin Clark's at 237 points this season with 8 games played, and Elise Knutson at 219 points with 8 games played at Milliken.
Yeah.
So way to go, Elise. NFL action tonight, we'll have New England and Pittsburgh. Bulls over Charlotte yesterday, 111-100. Io with 8 points in his 22 minutes. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Yeah, Milliken won last night. They beat Elmhurst, which isn't very good, 95-50. Elise probably had a few minutes. She only scored 24.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, they didn't need her as much. She shoots 92% from the free throw line. Wow. So, I mean, it's remarkable that we got somebody around here that's one of the top scorers in America from Philo, Illinois. Elise Knutson, leading scorer ever at Unity, beating Brian Cardinal.
That's right.
That's a lot of points now.
I remember that presentation.
Brian had a few points in the day now.
That's right.
Okay, ESPN 93.5, 217-359-2255. If you want to join in what kind of been the theme of do people remember 9/11? Do they care? Do they remember December 7, 1941, Pearl Harbor? Do they remember? Do they care?
We got a text in saying, I think that the world wars today and the future are a lot different than the ground warfare of before. I think it would be a lot more cyber focused. So you would still need boots on the ground, just not the scope.
Well, I mean, see what's happening in Gaza. I mean, we're on the ground. Israel's on the ground, boots on the ground, door-to-door kind of thing, bombing overhead. I mean, it feels like kind of the same thing. But I agree there'd certainly be some take down their water, take down their electricity. I mean, you could certainly do that if you're on a full-out war. There would be a lot of that, but you're still going to need people in harm's way that got to go in. And, these days, the best recruits are probably guys that play games and could fly a drone, because they're flying unmanned drone these days, taking shots like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 217-359-2255. Did you know coming up? We'll check your weather next. Always a pleasure to talk about Donnie up at Long Branch Steakhouse here in beautiful downtown Gifford. Well, you know what, friends? It's never too early to make your Christmas party reservations at the Long Branch Steakhouse in Gifford. They are taking party reservations for December. Dates are filling up quickly. Don't be left out this year. If you want a fabulous night at the Long Branch for your office party, get it done now. Connect with the Long Branch Steakhouse and book your Christmas party. Long Branch Steakhouse, beautiful downtown Gifford.
Here's what new customers are saying about Interstate Batteries.
It's nice to see capable and helpful associates. They did a top-notch job.
They were easy to talk to and explained everything.
Service was prompt and I was a walk-in. Total service time was only like 20 minutes. I highly recommend Interstate Batteries.
Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. How much is dependable worth? Experience them for the first time at 2504 North Mattis. Way out there, but worth the drive. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
Visit interstatebatteries.com.
Weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana has set a nice spell of early December weather to continue on right in through at least the start of the weekend. And even there, next weather system expected to bring some additional drought relief. More rain in the forecast. There is a shift back into some chillier weather, more seasonal temperatures for next week. In the meantime, turning windy and milder with a mostly sunny Thursday, 54 this afternoon.
During this holiday season, Cunningham Children's Home and each child, adult, and family we've served this year would like to express our appreciation to the Champaign-Urbana community for your support of our mission to see every child thrive. Join Cunningham Children's Home for the 4th annual Luminaries of Hope and Live Nativity, December 8th and 9th. Drive through our campus in Urbana to experience the holiday magic as hundreds of luminaries light your way to the Live Nativity. Learn more about Luminaries of Hope at cunninghamhome.org. Cunningham Children's Home. Hope begins here.
Here's what one shopper said about Pard's Western Shop in Urbana, 306 North Maple, between Main and University. He said, sure, you can find boots at some big box stores, but nothing like Pard's selections. They're unique, they're local, and they have an excellent store. So many people that visit Pard's in Urbana say the same thing. Pard's in Urbana, 306 North Maple. You can find the best boots in the world and shop local. Visit pards.com, pards.com. Okay, Wendy texts in, my dad served in World War II, first in the Philippines, then in Japan. The reason they were in Japan was for rebuilding efforts. That says a lot about who we are as the United States. You know, I mean, we didn't keep their countries. Certainly could have, right? I mean, we had the control. Well, we gave them back and made them promise about we'll have their back, which we've had for all those years, but they don't really have a military. That's why they're freaking out about North Korea and stuff so close, and China and all these other threats. Okay, on Thursdays at this time, we have a segment called Did You Know with Nathaniel Son. He is in Chicago. Nathaniel Son, are you there?
Good morning, Dad. How's it going?
Well, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Well, we appreciate your segments on Did You Know. Today, it's very seasonal.
You know, this morning we do get to highlight on one of the components of the holiday season that we're in. And specifically, we're going to discuss the person who's become the societal centerpiece of the season we're in and the holiday that we celebrate at the end of the month. And that is Saint Nick. Now, while we know that Christmas actually celebrates the birth of Christ, did you know that the legend of Saint Nicholas, as commonly known, is the origin story of modern-day Santa Claus? Now, Saint Nick himself was born in the 3rd century in a village of Patera, which is modern-day southern Turkey. Now, his parents were wealthy, but they died when he was young. He supposedly spent his inheritance, although, helping sick and poor individuals in his village, and was eventually made a bishop. Now, he lived during the Roman Empire during the reign of Diocletian. Diocletian was known for his persecution of Christians. Nicholas was imprisoned at some point for his service, but he was also present at the Council of Nicaea, which actually was the group of people that decided which books were going to be in the Bible. Nicholas was known for his generosity in the name of Christ by sharing his wealth among those who needed it. And the most well-known story of his service involves 3 poor sisters who had no dowry, which back then it meant they were unable to marry and actually could have been sold into slavery. But one morning, the family woke to 3 bags of gold mysteriously waiting for them in their home, and it was dowries for the girls. Now, some versions of the story say that he actually tossed the bags into the window as to remain anonymous, and they landed in the socks or shoes by the fireplace. So, as secularized as this holiday has become, I hope we're encouraged, even by the generosity undermining Saint Nick and his service for Christ, as we all know, the main character of the season that we celebrate.
That's something. I mean, even 1,700 years ago, a guy who's helping poor people, giving them money, anonymously giving gold to 3 women who'd never have a husband without it, is imprisoned. So even then, it's like, what are we doing here? What? Why would you imprison him? Well, because he was a Christian, and he did it in the name of Christ, and that's our Santa Claus, the St. Nicholas. And today, modern-day Turkey is where that is. I've never, ever known that. Have you, Nyan? I've never heard that.
I hadn't heard where it was, but I know that I was an exchange student and spent some time in Holland. They have their shoes, and, we have the stockings hanging by the fireplaces and things like that. But they do more of, filling the stockings with hay or something for the deer or
a lot of different customs.
Right.
But this was Saint Nick, and the legend that became our modern-day Santa Claus, but he was a really good man. That's good to know.
And isn't it amazing with everything that has been stripped away from Christmas and the Christmas season, that at the heart, Santa Claus, or the person that inspires Santa Claus, was a giver and was such a strong Christian.
Yep.
To me, that's such an encouraging fact.
No question. Well, Nathaniel's son, well done, well done. Tip of the cap to let you know who he is. He's my son, so I call him Nathaniel's son. Somebody asked Christian if there's going to be a Christian son segment. We haven't gotten to that yet. All right, Nathaniel.
Let him cover the sport.
Yeah, that's right. Good stuff. Appreciate it. Well done.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
All right.
Take care.
From Chicago today, Nathaniel's son with Did You Know? Interesting tidbits. Get a lot of response from this.
Yeah.
Love it. Hope you enjoy it as well.
The backstory of St. Nick.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back. We got the news. That'll be next. Coming back in our 8 o'clock hour, the Smoke Show. Tim Onstall will jump in as we discuss what happened on Thanksgiving. We smoked a turkey. He smoked 4. Wow. 4 turkeys left-handed. No big deal. Okay, our Stever, the program where I, Stevie Jay, actually give you money to go spend at a business. And today, Merle Norman, I'm giving out that free color analysis, a.k.a. kind of a facial, play with your face.
Yeah.
And you can say, I see that over there. We can really help that with this. And then I give you $100 to buy this. So she has great products, Merle Norman, all the products made in America.
Marilyn knew that I was going to be on TV on CI Living to promote Tolono's holiday happenings that are coming up on Saturday. And boy, she made my face just pop. I got to, check out the recording of it, and I look great. I was so happy that she took time to do my eyes and have exactly blended. If you're looking for a holiday party and a good look into 2024, Merle Norman is our offer today.
GoStever.com to enter. Boy, somebody's going to like this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a couple of them. So you just go to GoStever.com, GoStever.com, you get that done. If she put me in that mirror, if she put me in that mirror, and had a look
7 times magnified.
So here's what she'd say. She'd say, "Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, I tell you what. Why don't you just stay on the radio, okay? Just stay on the radio. And you're a good guy. Everybody loves you. Yeah.
We have some skincare products that you could use.
Yeah, I got cement. We could fill in those crevices with cement.
All right.
Okay, another text just came in.
Okay, what's happening?
It says we're talking all about December 7. We're talking about 9/11. How would we react? The demographics of the country are extremely different than they were in 1941. That's true. And assimilation to American culture is now considered xenophobic. So most immigrants come here now touting the flag of the country they just left. That's not what we do. You can't do that. So American patriotism now considered taboo, or even worse, by probably half the country. That can't be half the country. But you're right. You come here. The deal is, you come here, you learn English, you assimilate into this culture. You bring your culture and your tradition. That's fine.
Yes.
But you don't turn us into you. We turn us into us. It is the most bold experiment to have peoples from all over the world come here. You don't land in Munich and become a German. You don't land in Tokyo and become Japanese. You don't go to Seoul, South Korea, and become Korean. But you can come to America and be an American. And the reason nobody's ever tried this is because it never works. Okay, melting what? Melting pot? What are you talking about? Are you on pot? We never get along. We can't blend that.
Xenophobic, by the way, showing a dislike or prejudice from people from other countries.
Yeah, well, we're not that. We have all types in America, but we have a great type of most Americans, and I fully believe this. Most Americans are good, basic, smart, common sense, caring human beings. Most people. I believe that with my heart. Absolutely do. All right, we're going to break 217-359-2255. If you have something to add, feel free to text it. We'll break for the news at 8 o'clock. Glad you're listening. There's Diane Ducey.
Morning.
I am Stevie Jay, and this is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana. We hit your Fox News at 8 o'clock.
He was a no-show again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. So 4 Trump challengers got the spotlight again in the 4th Republican debate without him.
I crushed Joe Biden in the polls. And if you give me this chance, we will crush him in November.
And as Nikki Haley rises up, she was a target on News Nation in the debate.
I am sick of Republicans who are not willing to stand up and fight back against what the left is doing to this country.
Ron DeSantis took swipes at Haley, so did Vivek Ramaswamy, who called her a fascist.
And she should come nowhere near the levers of power, let alone the White House.
This is a smart, accomplished woman. You should stop insulting her.
Chris Christie called Ramaswamy an obnoxious blowhard, and Christie also took aim at the frontrunner.
This is an angry, bitter man who now wants to be back as president because he wants to exact retribution on anyone who has disagreed with him.
Now, the former president, meanwhile, was posting polls online, pointing out his big lead in the GOP races they debated. Today, the former president back in New York to again attend the civil trial where a judge already ruled the Trump organization committed fraud. The former president denies that, says he's a political target. Why is the big question at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas, where a gunman went on a shooting spree, room to room in a campus building, killing 3 people, wounding a 4th.
The scene absolutely chaotic. Many students barricaded themselves in their classrooms. 2 campus police detectives responded to the scene and immediately engaged the suspect. They say there was a shootout. The suspect was shot and died.
Fox's Christina Coleman. The gunman said to be a 67-year-old professor who tried to get a job at UNLV but was not hired. Today's December 7th, the date President Roosevelt said 82 years ago will live in infamy when Japan attacked us at Pearl Harbor. Ira Schaub is 103 years old, was there that day, says he was scared stiff.
You stand there and you don't know what to go, you just don't know what to do.
He's one of just 6 Pearl Harbor survivors who will be at a ceremony today in Hawaii. America's
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, you're up next. My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Today isn't just Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day here. It also marks 2 months since the Hamas terror attack that triggered Israel's war in Gaza, and it's raging again today.
Including the Jabalia neighborhood in the north and also Khan Yunis, Gaza's second largest city in the south. Much of that street-to-street fighting is causing heavy casualties also among Israeli forces, who say now at least 87 of their soldiers have been killed since the ground operation began. We also know they're going after the Hamas leadership inside Gaza and looking for those 138 hostages still being held inside the strip.
Fox's Trey Yanks near Gaza, where officials say 16,000 Palestinians have been killed in the war. Nearly 2 million civilians have been displaced from their homes in Gaza, and the head of the UN, Antonio Guterres, exercised a power not used in decades, urging Security Council members to step in to avert a humanitarian catastrophe. A bill bundling U.S. military aid to Israel in that war against Hamas and to Ukraine to fend off Russia's invasion is stalled at the Senate, Republicans refusing to let it proceed.
The White House wants more than $100 billion for Ukraine, Israel, and other needs. On the other hand, GOP lawmakers say nothing will boost national security more than immigration reform, and they won't push the president's request past the finish line until the border is addressed. While Congress remains split, the Biden administration still has ways it can help Ukraine and is gearing up to send another aid package, including artillery and ammunition. In Washington, Mallory Rivera, Fox News.
There was a slight increase in first-time unemployment claims last week, up 1,000 to 220,000. Tomorrow, we will get the monthly unemployment rate and a hiring update, how many jobs were created in November. On Wall Street, stock futures up slightly before the opening bell. The Dow has gone down 3 days in a row. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. The people currently living at historic Powers Mansion in Decatur have been ordered by a judge to leave. Nonprofit organization History of the Heartland oversaw the sale of the mansion. They said that during court proceedings between the occupants and attorneys representing the new owner, the occupants made a last-minute offer to settle the case. The offer could not be resolved. The top food service officer for the Illinois Army National Guard retired earlier this month. Chief Warrant Officer Joseph Cook had more than 27 years of service when he retired Sunday at Camp Lincoln in Springfield. Cook enlisted in 1992. A Champaign teenager is under arrest after a band of police said they found a gun in his possession during a traffic stop. Police said the teen was in a car that was pulled over Monday night for violations of the Illinois Vehicle Code. A search of that car turned up marijuana and a 9mm pistol. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. 8:06 in Champaign-Urbana, December 7, 1941. A day that you're living in for me. We talked a lot about that in the first hour. And there are now, we got the number 66. And we're at Pearl Harbor still alive. And the one you just heard on Fox was 103 years old, which would have made him, what, 82? Like 21 or so when he was at Pearl Harbor. Long time ago. All right, ESPN 93.5, we check your weather. It's brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. At Watts Copy Systems, they offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. Interested in a free evaluation? Call Greg Wolf today. Greg Wolf at 217-352-0428. Mr. Smart Weatherman, meteorologist Greg Solier. It's nice and mild. Boy.
Yes, a little nip this morning at 34 because the wind is picking up out of the south. The wind chills in the 20s, but this too shall pass. It is a correct wind, as we like to say this time of the year. That'll bring about a very mild spell both today, tomorrow, and a fair amount of at least Saturday morning, although Saturday appears to be the next weather system once again. 95% of it's all rain across our general neck of the woods. Although we do see a little transition back to at least more seasonal temperatures around here. Early to mid next week, another warm up after that. I think it's right before Christmas when there's a little more discernible pattern shift, i.e. wintertime, showing up over a broader area of the Midwest. So 34 right now, later on today, forecast high, expected to top the 50-degree mark. Matter of fact, up to about 54 this afternoon. And that healthy breeze out of the south at 15 to 25 miles per hour, and gusty sunshine abounds. Tonight in the 40s, tomorrow 57, probably here Philo on southward, right around 60. Could be a shower late in the day and into the evening. Otherwise, rains pick up later tomorrow night after midnight, bottoming out at 51. We'll climb a little bit to 56. So 50s Saturday morning, 40s in the afternoon, rain in the morning, lesser rain chances in the afternoon on a west-northwest wind. Maybe a snowflake or a snow shower Sunday morning at 37. Nothing Monday up near 40. And it's upper 30s to near 40. More seasonal highs Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Nothing more than a couple of snow flurries in the air. For CVD Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
ESPN 93.5. It's Jeff Pribble, Elks Club. Jeff, how are you?
Happy holidays, you two.
Thank you.
Wondering why I remember the fact that you were Mike Wallner's best man at his wedding, Mike and Maxine. Why do I remember?
Well, at least we know that you're not suffering from, any memory loss as of yet. But, hey, I appreciate you two having me on the radio for today. A little tidbit from the Elks coming up this Sunday. Of all the lodges that we have nationwide, there's a event called the Hoop Shoot. Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be something that every one of the lodges takes care of. And it's for the age groups, both male and female, from 8 to 9 years old, 10 to 11, and then 12 to 13. And those ages are based upon being those ages before April 1st of 2024. And what it is, it's a little free throw contest for each age group. You shoot your free throws, and the top two from each division in boys and girls it occurs at a regional level, and then it goes to a state level, and then it goes to a national level that'll be held up in Chicago. And it's being held this Sunday at the YMCA from 1 to 3, and it doesn't matter what school you go to. It doesn't matter where you're from. It happens, and of all the lodges here in the state of Illinois, there's 67 of them right now. This is supposed to be an event that's occurring, and it's this Sunday, and I wanted to, put it on the airwaves and see if we can get some participants. We had a great, tremendous turnout at the Y last year. Had over, I believe, 50 shooters.
Wow.
And that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is,
And,
Jeff. So what do they do? It's like 10 free throws. How do you structure
No,
it?
it's broken down into sections of 25.
Okay.
And then they shoot, and then the next kid comes up, and the two progress, and it's kind of like a stepladder thing.
Okay, so how many free throws can a 9-year-old make? Is it regular hoop and 15 feet the whole thing?
We move them up a little bit, in the 8-9 division, and then for the kids that are a little bit older, then they go from the regular free throw line.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you what, we had a kid last year that stepped up and made 23 out of 25.
Wow.
And,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I should recruit that kid.
Yeah, all right. We want that kind of. That's great. So okay, it's Sunday, December 10. What were there? 1 to 3? What did you say?
Yeah, from 1 to 3 at the YMCA.
All right, and can you just show up and sign in, or
you can just show up, and registration starts at 1, and if you want to be the future Caitlin Clark or Terrence Shannon, then I guess this is a good place to start. So once again, appreciate you having me and supporting the Elks, and always letting us talk on the radio, and hope you too and your families have a tremendous holiday season.
Thank you, Jeff.
We had
Appreciate it.
Marianne talking about Shop with the Cop. That's about to wrap up. Is that going well?
Yeah, that goes through the 10th.
Okay.
And, it's going well, and we've had some great donations and stuff like that, so we're looking to culminate that, and that's something Mary's done year in and year out, and it's always tremendous success. She has such a way about her, and it's just advantageous for the community to have her involved in such a thing. So,
Jeff, glad you're on, buddy.
Thanks
Keep it
again.
going.
Happy
Thank you.
holidays.
All right, take care.
You bet. Jeff Pribble about the big thing on Sunday. Well, if you have a 9 to 12-year-old,
right?
You might want to check that out.
There's 8 and 9. There's 9, 10 and 11. There's 12 and 13 categories, and it's between 1 and 3. Stevens Family YMCA, and you could just show up or just go online and find out more details.
Why not?
And the Elks Club is right behind Old Orchard in Savoy.
I had a guy, you can look this guy up, Dr. Tom Amberry. I used to have him on regularly. He was a foot doctor, retired when he was 70, and as his exercise, he shot free throws.
Okay.
Tom Amberry was an amazing guy. So every morning he'd shoot 500 free throws. And one morning I said, Tom, how'd you do on your free throws today? Well, I knew I was going to be on with you, so I went ahead and made them all.
Made them all.
500 for 500.
Has set a world record with 2,750 straight free throws.
Now, let me tell you.
Passed away in 2017 at the age of 94.
Wow, what a good man. He was so fun. And I said, you made 2,750 free throws in a row, and that was the Guinness Book of World Records. He said, that's right. I said, and then you finally missed. He said, no, I never missed. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, they had league basketball that night, and they needed the gym, so I had to go. 2,750.
Come on, dude, wrap it up.
I at Unity High School, in the old, what used to be the high school gym, not the Rocket Center. Just by myself with a young man rebounding for me and the janitor watching me, I made 49 straight. But that's it. And that was after I got cut from the basketball team, which is a whole nother story.
Okay.
I deserved to be cut. Worst attitude ever. Can you believe that? I had a bad attitude.
Pass it to me. I'm over here. What are you guys doing? Pass it to me.
Attitude. Anyway, I changed and got better. Anyway, so 2,750, the man never missed. Think about that. Go make a free throw and try and do 5 in a row. It's not easy. And we have kids at 12 or 13 or however, 23 out of 25? That's wonderful. And he wrote a book, I think, titled Focus. And he's being called to help people like Shaquille O'Neal. Johnny says it's because the hands are so big. It's like, trying to shoot a ping pong ball. It's really hard for them.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
so big. All right, it's 8:15. It's ESPN 93.5. Get you some sports headlines on this December 7th. It's Thursday.
Well, and speaking about Unity basketball, we did talk about the Illinois Basketball Association tapping Coach Dave Ellers to go into the Hall of Fame, and he mentioned Kent Brown in the conversation too.
Kent's in there too. Wow,
that's awesome.
That is,
and more accolades coming to Johnny Newton, a great defensive player who's entering the NFL draft. So congratulations to him being tapped for another All-American list. Illinois women's basketball over Northern Kentucky, 74-52. We have a game against Michigan Sunday at 2. Illinois men's basketball in action as number 20 taking on number 17 Tennessee at 11 a.m. on Saturday. When it comes to professional basketball, New Orleans Pelicans and LA Lakers in the semifinals, along with the Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks. That game is at 4, and the Lakers and Pelicans at 8 tonight. When it comes to women's basketball, I should mention the Parkland Cobras have won 97-36. Parkland men beat Red Lake 76-70. They are off to a 12-0 start on the season. The Parkland men's basketball team, the Cobras, have a best yet so far, and let's see how far they can take that. Iowa, number 4 over Iowa State 67-58, had Caitlin Clark's 35 points to reach that 3,000-point level. She joins 15 players to have that kind of title. 750 rebounds, 750-plus assists. A record was held by Kelsey Plum in 2017 when she exited for the Las Vegas Aces with 3,527 career points. And we think Caitlin Clark and our own Elise Knutson, a Unity gal from Philo playing for Milliken right now, could probably get some of these accolades as the season goes on. Bulls over Charlotte, 111-100, and Iowa with 8 points in 22 minutes on that game. NHL action had Vegas over St. Louis 6-3. Anaheim is in Chicago to face the Blackhawks at 7:30 this evening. NFL action tonight has the New England Patriots in Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Sunday at noon on Fox, Detroit will be in Chicago to face the Bears. We have Indianapolis's Colts in Cincinnati, and Carolina is in New Orleans for your Saints, Stevie.
Yep. Okay, I didn't watch much of the debate last night. I saw a clip or two. I had it on, and then I got distracted. So, Vivek Ramaswamy held up a Nikki is corrupt sign.
Yes.
Now, he says, I don't have a woman problem. I have a corruption problem. I think that's what people need to know. Said all the money she received, governor, all the money, 5 times richer than she was when she went in, and all these. I guess it needs to be debunked. She said, I'm not going to respond to all that. I'd be curious. I mean, know that things, but I kind of like Vivek. Fact that he's just doesn't feel like he's in the circle of trust for the politicians. I like him a lot. Anybody like that?
Right.
Because I don't really trust the Republican or Democrat. I don't trust the foundation of what they're doing because I don't think it's working. I think they're all kind of in it together. They all kind of know what they get. Nobody leaves Congress poor. They leave extraordinarily rich.
Yes.
We don't know what's going on, how the sausage is made with lobbying and the money thrown at these people. It's big money. And so how could you not be intoxicated by power and wealth and accolades for being so famous and, ooh, you look good on TV? I don't like any of it. I don't think anybody does. I think they don't have any idea the heartbeat of true Americans to say, come on, man. Fix the problems and stop thinking about you. It's all about me. It's all about my wealth. I am very agnostic when it comes to a Republican, Democrat, and the foundation of the parties. I think it's just all. That's where I think a lot of people are cynical too.
I feel like we need to watch the age and just get somebody under 70 so that they can do a couple of terms.
819.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a delightful spell of so-called December weather coming our way over the next several days, especially with temperature in mind. And the next weather system appearing to be all rain across the area. Some additional drought relief early on into the weekend. There is a change back to more seasonal temperatures and perhaps a couple of snowflakes in the air as well at some point late in the weekend or early next week. In the meantime, mostly sunny, turning windy and milder this afternoon, up to 54. Almost 15 above average. Southwest wind on the increase at 15 to 25 and gusty. A few clouds for tonight. Breezy 43 for the low. Tomorrow windy and seasonally mild. There could be a stray shower in spots late in the day and up to 57. Tomorrow night shower activity expands across the area. Lows in the lower 50s up to 56. And then falling temperatures Saturday afternoon. Some shower activity spread through the morning hours. For Sunday, maybe a snow shower in spots in the morning. A dry Monday. High temperatures in the upper 30s and lower 40s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Solier.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Fewer people than expected filed for unemployment benefits last week. There were 220,000 new claims. Those still on benefits, continuing claims declined to 1.8 million. When that number declines, it generally means people are finding other jobs. However, outplacement firm Challenger Gray & Christmas says U.S. employers announced 24% more job cuts in November than October. Andrew Challenger says the job market is loosening. JetBlue is more optimistic about demand for holiday travel. It's boosted its forecast and the stock is up 8%. Though it sees sales weaker than a year ago for the full year, JetBlue now sees sales growth of 4 to 5%. And Dollar General shares are higher. The discount chain's earnings were better than forecast. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey there, it's me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It is 5 days a week. Every week, we check in with Jimmy Fallon, bring in authors for the book club, and even treat some of your favorite Fox personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and listen at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Your home's best friend.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
It's our friend Ginger Mills. How are you, Ginger?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you, Stevie?
Fine. Cunningham Children's Home. You got something exciting coming up, huh?
We do. It's the 4th annual Luminaries of Hope and Live Nativity, and it starts tomorrow night.
No way. Already?
Wow. Already. And the weather is 59 tomorrow.
Isn't that awesome? That's awesome. So tell me about the Live Nativity. Who do we recruit for that?
Well, you know, we have a variety of volunteers. We've had people who have done it in the past. We've had some community members. We've had some church youth groups. We actually have some staff who, when they get off of work, they're going to come and be in the Live Nativity. And so I think overall, over the 2 days, we have almost, 100 volunteers,
wow.
whether that's setting out 1,000 luminaries or picking them up or being in the live nativity. I mean, it's just, and even though this is a drive-through event, I was so excited about the weather because it's going to be mild enough that when we're putting out these luminaries, we're not going to be freezing.
Yay. That's so cool. How many luminaries are you talking?
Well, over 1,000 on display.
Wow.
So 846 of them represent the youth and families that Cunningham has served this year. And then what happens is that on Giving Tuesday, people from the community and donors started purchasing luminaries in honor of or memory of the special people in their life for $10, and then those get added to the luminary pass. So we will have over 1,000 luminaries on display.
When you talk about 846 youth and families, that is just an awesome number. How are they getting served? Certainly there's not that many on location.
Oh, right. That's a good point, Diane. So we have 3 different programs. We have a residential treatment program where we're working with kids who have experienced trauma, abuse, and neglect, and they do live with us year-round. There's about 50 kids in that program. Special education. We have a school here, and we have a school in Rossville, which serves between the 2 schools probably 125 kids, in which they live at home, but they come to our day school to receive specialized teaching, learning, a smaller class size, a lot of one-on-one interventions to help them get up to academic grade level. And then probably where we have most of the families that we serve are in our communities, 9 counties in East Central Illinois with 13 different programs, and we're working with youth and families who are experiencing difficult life situations.
Okay.
Well, it'll be beautiful to see this, and people can drive through and certainly give money at that time as well, correct?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, Brooke and I will be greeting the cars as they come on the lot. We ask for a suggested donation of $5 a car. Our Cup of Hope, which is our on-campus coffee shop that we opened in August. It's a vocational experience for our kids. They'll be serving free hot cocoa and cider.
Wow.
We've added a couple light displays this year. And all proceeds benefit the youth and families served by Cunningham this year.
Sounds wonderful.
I would like everybody to go through and give $10. That would be even better.
Oh,
I would think we should do 10.
That would be great.
Just see if we can muscle up to 10, and you're helping a wonderful cause with Cunningham. So,
yeah. Diane, will we see the Illini Car Collector Club?
Yes, probably so. They've met this week, and typically they do get in their antique cars and drive through, and I know they've partnered with you on numerous occasions. When it comes to Cunningham Home, I'm thinking of some people who could use some help and could tap into these services. Do you take suggestions, and how do we learn more about that?
Well, so a lot of times when people are looking for help, they're in a crisis moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, calling us, you could always call, and we can try to direct you to the right program or the right staff member who can, be a starting point to kind of uncover what the next steps might be. If it's something that's not in our wheelhouse, so to speak, then we have a whole collection of phone numbers and resources that we are happy to give out to families so they can figure out their next steps.
Another thing I was thinking of, Ginger, is your staff. Do you have enough, or are you recruiting?
Always recruiting. So CunninghamHome.org is the central place to go for all of these things that we're talking about this morning, whether it's luminaries, whether it's getting help, whether it's applying for a position. The work that we do every day is critical in the lives and families in the youth and families that we serve, but it's difficult work, and it's specialized work. And so nurses are always a big need. Social workers or people with a background in social work, therapists are a big need. So it's very rewarding. It's impactful work. All of that is found on our website. There's a Join Our Team tab. So lots to see and do when it relates to Cunningham.
Awesome. And my husband, Mike Anderson, the treasurer of the Illini Collector Car Club, just texted in between 6:15 and 6:30. We'll be driving through tomorrow.
Awesome.
Awesome.
There
We'll be looking for you.
All right, so 6 to 8 p.m. on the 8th and the 9th. That'll be tomorrow and Saturday at 1301 North Cunningham in Urbana. And you have over 100 volunteers of the Live Nativity and over 1,000 luminaries. I can't
Yeah.
believe you got that many people to dress as camels for that long. Man, that's amazing.
Oh,
you got real camels. That's right. Yeah.
No, we don't. But every year people will call us and say, hey, I heard of a place that has a camel. Do you want a camel? But it is too difficult to manage animals. So it's people.
Yeah, that's almost
sometimes
that's like
we break out in Christmas hymns. But no animals.
Sitcom gone bad when the camel storms Cunningham Avenue. Yeah, that would be bad.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're excited to see the live nativity and all the work you've done for this, and it's good work. You're helping a lot of families and a lot of good people, Ginger. You're changing lives. You don't even know it. Good going.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to share. We hope to see a lot of people drive through tomorrow and Saturday.
You bet. Thanks, Ginger.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
CunninghamHome.org for details.
It's Ginger Mills from the Tapman's Towing phone line, ESPN 93.5. Well, who doesn't want to drive through? And, Dad, it's easy. You don't even get out to the car.
That's right.
Hand you hot chocolate.
Right near Cunningham and Perkins.
Come on, unbelievable.
Make sure you make it happen.
All right, tomorrow and Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m., Cunningham Children's Home. It's 8:30. Jeremiah 29:11 states, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." What a comfort we have in this passage, as the Lord is telling Jeremiah, I care for you and will take care of you. If you are in despair and think you have no hope, pray to the Lord for guidance. See how your life can be changed and the lives of those around you. This message brought to you by the Blossom Basket Florist.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. At the fourth and final Republican presidential primary debate, Vivek Ramaswamy holds up a sign calling Nikki Haley corrupt. She says it's not worth her time to respond. Ron DeSantis says Haley will cave to the media on issues like transgender-related treatments for minors.
It's child abuse, and it's wrong. She opposes that bill.
He continues to lie about my record.
Chris Christie says parents get to make those decisions.
You start to turn over just a little bit of this authority, the authority they're going to take from you next, you're not going to like.
The debate in Alabama on News Nation. Former President Trump was not there. He's in New York City today.
Trump's civil fraud trial continues with the defense presenting its case, and he's expected to be in the courtroom to hear testimony from an accounting professor. The former president is then scheduled to take the stand for a second time as star witness on Monday.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, Trump scheduled to be the final defense witness. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. State of Illinois is putting a stop to the building of a tent camp for migrants in Chicago's Brighton Park neighborhood. Decision comes after the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency reviewed the city's environmental report that showed the site at 38th and California required cleanup of heavy metals and toxic chemicals. Illinois is launching Dolly Parton's Imagination Library program across the state. The book gifting program mails free, high-quality, and age-appropriate books to children from birth to age 5, regardless of the family's income. Governor Pritzker's 2024 budget allocates $1.6 million to the program to support early childhood learning in Illinois. Champaign teen facing a gun charge. It follows a traffic stop in Urbana. Officers pulled over a car Monday night in the 800 block of East Main Street. Police searched the car, discovered cannabis and a pistol. A 17-year-old arrested, taken to the Champaign County Juvenile Detention Center, faces charges. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Illini fans taste what's special about Jet's Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5 off. That's right, $5 off on all specialty pizzas like the barbecue chicken pizza, chicken grilled to perfection, premium mozzarella, bacon, red onion, and barbecue sauce all piled onto Jet's amazing crust made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jet's specialty pizza for $5 off.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Nice spell of early December weather to continue on right in through at least the start of the weekend. And even there, next weather system expected to bring some additional drought relief. More rain in the forecast. There is a shift back into some chillier weather, more seasonal temperatures for next week. In the meantime, turning windy and milder with a mostly sunny Thursday. 54 this afternoon. The southwest to southwind and the increase at 15 to 25 and gusty. Some scattered clouds. Breezy tonight, 43. That's close to an average high this time of the year. Tomorrow, windy and seasonably mild, partly sunny. Could be a lone shower to our southwest late in the day, and high at about 57, even 60 south of Champaign County. Breezy, mild in the lower 50s, and showers overspread the area tomorrow night, and some showery weather for the day on Saturday, especially the morning hours, up to 56 there. 40s in the afternoon. Could be a snow shower Sunday, nothing Monday, couple of snowflakes Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures will settle back close to 40 for daytime highs. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
And our weather with meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Houlihan's.
Houlihan's at 1902 South 1st Street at 1st and St. Mary has their Live in the Lounge every Thursday from 6 to 8. $7 for that glass of house wine, and enjoy music from the Dreamcatchers today. Houlihan's Live in the Lounge Thursdays 6 to 8.
Kind of struggled at CrossFit this week. It's a, well, I guess after the wedding, I'm kind of tired. Can't mention.
I had one mid-June, and I'm still in that chapter. I don't know what happens. It's like, full steam ahead and then screeching halt after your kids go off to their honeymoon.
It's just, so I've been going. It's just like they say, well, at least you're going. So I was determined, my body kind of just tired, not, yeah. But I've gotten 3 workouts in, and I met Curtis last night. He works for Ann Ameren as a line guy. And he and his wife have started going, and then his good friend Mark is a regular Stever. And so we were talking a little about Ameren. And, think about working for Ameren. They're the big dog around here for power and stuff. How would you like to go out when it's like minus 20 wind chill and you're trying to, fix a line? That wouldn't be any fun at all.
Right.
And so he said people are great. He said they bring, coffee out to me, and that's so nice. So nice. But we appreciate Ameren. We appreciate all they do, and particularly when he said it feels good to help people because, boy, you're out of power and it's really cold. It's dangerous. So much to do. Anyway, it's good. It's the gym is fun. Christian has a map up, and people put a stick pin where they're from, and we just got people all over the world because it's right off campus.
4th and University.
5th and University.
5th.
Right in the Latitude building.
Right.
But it's so cool to meet so many people. Talk about, that's what America is. It's all shapes and sizes. It's all colors. It isn't that interesting that we can assimilate. We've talked a lot about that. We talked about December 7 a lot, this being Pearl Harbor Day. And my initial question earlier this morning was, how would we react today? How would America react as a media and as a people to an attack on us? Even you can go back to 9/11, it'd be different than it was today. And I think it's because there's a lot of self-blame that America, has premised on slavery and evil, and we're the bad guy. We came in and took this land. And I guess if you have that as a basis, who would live in their homeland? Because people, it's kind of how it worked early on, where people kind of went in and took stuff.
Yep.
In any event, we have the best nation on earth, the best opportunity, the best lifestyle. We all live in maybe the top 5% of the world. I would think most everybody. There's obviously some human struggle here, but not relative to a third world country and some of the struggles they have there where they simply try and survive in some cases. We don't understand that level. But we certainly have our struggles. We have a lot of mental health issues in America. And maybe because we did make it too easy. I don't know. We're just not talking about getting off the boat at Ellis Island and rolling up your sleeves and making a way for yourself and getting paid 15 cents an hour and all that other stuff that we had to understand how to make it. And it's gotten so simple that everybody expects their cell phone and expects, everything, and you got to give me this or else, and I deserve that, and you owe me that, and all these other things that are just bad.
The entitlement.
It's a bad trait.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always throwing the text in. And also I raised the thought, it's just kind of blipped in my head, if we had a tragedy, God forbid, and we needed soldiers, how do you feel about 18 to 34 volunteering? I can't tell you with confidence. In any other time, I believe we have stepped forward.
Mm-hmm.
We certainly did 9/11. There are a lot of people that got involved after 9/11 because they were so mad about it. I'm going to help. I got to do something.
Yeah.
They signed up, went to the military, and helped. But I don't know about today. I just don't. Plus, I don't know.
If you text into 359-2255 saying it's a different world. We don't need as many boots on the ground. It's more cyber and learning
You're going to
all
need
the ins and outs of that.
Ultimately, you look what's happened. I mentioned Gaza. It's the same boots on the ground. I mean, you got to.
Yep.
I mean,
after a few hits, you don't have cyber. You don't have electricity. You don't have the modern conveniences.
You can certainly
the hospitals struggle.
You can do a sophisticated attack for sure, but you're still ultimately going to need soldiers. I think it's inevitable. Maybe not as many.
Right.
All right. So last night, Lonte was talking to Luke Goody and asked Luke Goody, the shooting guard for Illinois, if the win against Florida Atlantic and certainly Rutgers gave them confidence that they needed.
Hello again, everyone.
Oh, my gosh. Stevie Jay.
Greg Soye.
That didn't sound like Greg. That was not him.
Luke Goody and Greg Soye sound a lot alike.
I was going to say. So he asked him about whether it gave them confidence.
Yeah, it's huge. It proves that we can play against anybody and play anywhere is like the biggest thing. So going into this 3-game road stretch, it was really important. The preparation we had the week before, I don't know if TJ touched on it in the interview. I think he did a little bit, but to be honest, it was probably one of the toughest weeks I've had practice-wise, or that we've had practice-wise as a team since I've been here at school. I mean, the stuff that we were doing was just preparing us for those road tests, and I think we were prepared the right way. So to be able to go out and get a couple wins so far and then have that confidence going into the next game against one of the better teams in the country in Tennessee, I think is going to be huge for us in order for that game, getting us prepared for that.
So he just said they had the hardest practice since he's been here. He's a junior. Brad Underwood said, yeah, we did a little conditioning. Well, define
I used to hate that
conditioning.
Word back in my basketball days.
Define conditioning and the hardest week they've ever had. And Brad mentioned conditioning and said it was a fantastic week. Here's the difference. You got a bunch of young guys. You think they're complaining? You think they're thinking, man, I got to get out of here. Man, my guy says I can make more over here anyway. You got a bunch of 23-year-old men that have been through some ups and downs in their own environment, their own places, former places, and they do it. My question that was off the cuff to Brad Underwood maybe is now something that is absolute. Why? Why would you ever recruit an 18-year-old? Oh, we want to build a program. No, you don't. It's over. Program building is just over. If you don't see that, then you're not being honest with yourself. There's not going to be a 4-year guy you're going to want. It isn't working that way. This is a year-to-year transactional business now. That's what the reality is. You're not going to get a freshman and grow him and all. It's too urgent. You got to get a player. You got to get somebody to come in and show me now. You got to get Marcus Damask, a kid that's going to be in the Hall of Fame at SIU, what Lon thought.
Yeah.
And he scored 1,600 points. Isn't that the leading score of all time at SIU?
Well,
I mean, so you brought a guy in, and now Marcus Damask has upped his game to a Power 5 game, and all of a sudden he looks like kind of an NBA guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying that we got to develop kids. I mean, I get it. I understand all that recruitment stuff. I just think the world has changed. Go get the junior from Mississippi Valley State, and he's amazing.
Yeah, and he's got some experience.
Yeah, so what the harsh reality is, whether you want to say it or not, that all the outside Power 5 conference teams are just minor leagues now. ISU, Eastern Illinois, Northern Illinois, Macomb at Western Illinois, you got a guy that if he gets really good, he's not staying. Because not only can we'll get him $100,000. He's going to get $400,000 over there, and he gets exposure. He's on national television from Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
You can't offer that. So the world has changed. So I don't know why I don't get it. And maybe obviously coaches can explain it to me why it's important to develop. There's no guarantee. Look, we've been burned how many times on the freshmen? Mm-hmm. We 4 or 5 guys have left. We played them every game, and we said they're wonderful, and we gave them steak and money, and what? What's going on here? What did I do wrong? No, I'm recruiting Marcus Damask every time now.
That's right.
That's all I want. That's all I need. So it's a transactional year-to-year deal. Now, Luke mentioned his schedule of essays and finals he had to take and all these things he's been doing over the last 48 hours. He said, I haven't looked at Tennessee tape yet. I've been doing all this stuff. Then I'm back in the training room and I got to soak this and do that. He hasn't had a minute. So it's they're still going to school, but it is not a steady Eddie thing. It just has changed, I think. All right, 217-359-2255. GoStever.com if you want our offer. This Merle Norman $100 bill to buy wonderful skincare products and learn from Marilyn, who's wonderful. She gets great feedback on our surveys. And you can go to GoStever.com, click, get a color analysis, kind of a facial, 7 times magnification. You don't want to really see
that. You could have a new skincare regime into 24 with the charcoal scrub that I use a couple times a month.
Your skin looks good.
Exfoliate and all of that.
I mean, again, I mentioned to many people at the wedding, you look at a picture of Janet and I at our wedding, and you're saying, Janet looks the same.
Janet looked amazing at the wedding.
What happened to the guy? Wow. But Janet looks... No, Janet looks she's stunningly beautiful, gorgeous. Still is.
Yes.
But Stevie Jay looks in the mirror and go, dang, I could use like every product Marilyn has, and I don't know if it'd help me. I just got the wrinkles.
You have such a pretty smile,
Thank you very much. That's kind of you. And he's such a good personality. Why he's on radio, not TV.
There you go.
Here we go. Sports headline.
Illinois versus Northern Kentucky yesterday. Coming out on top 74-52. Next up will be Michigan Sunday at 2. All 14 players getting some playing time. Another trending story in women's basketball was Caitlin Clark hitting that 3,000-point mark with her 35 points as number 4 Iowa beat Iowa State 67-58 yesterday. The women's basketball team at Parkland also winners. So were the men over Rend Lake 76-70. They're starting off with a 12-0 season right now. That's a college record. We had some Big Ten basketball to note as Ohio State beat Miami, Ohio. We had Minnesota over Nebraska 76-65. Maryland beat Penn State in overtime 81-75. We also have NBA action to talk about with the Pacers at Milwaukee to face the Bucks at 4 and New Orleans and LA Lakers at 8 o'clock tonight in this in-season NBA tournament that's going on. The Bulls over Charlotte yesterday, 111-100. Iowa with 8 points in 22 minutes in that game. And we've got the free throw shootout, the hoop shoot with the Elks Club coming up on Sunday between 1 and 3 at the YMCA to take note of. NFL action has New England at Pittsburgh tonight. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices, Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Well, we do have mild conditions. This is wonderful.
I love it.
I'm telling you, you don't know how big a day is, like a week in December, January, because it just takes the whole thing out of winter. And remember, we had Christmas Eve issues last year.
Yes,
40-mile-an-hour winds.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it still happen, but every day is a gift and closer to March.
Well, and Tolono has their holiday happenings coming up on Saturday, and we've got all kinds of things, holiday-wise that we're celebrating, and this certainly helps.
Let's keep it going, Mr. Meteorologist.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity and a delightful spell of so-called December weather coming our way over the next several days, especially with temperature in mind. And the next weather system appearing to be all rain across the area. Some additional drought relief early on into the weekend. There is a change back to more seasonal temperatures and perhaps a couple of snowflakes in the air as well at some point late in the weekend or early next week. In the meantime, mostly sunny, turning windy and milder this afternoon, up to 54. Almost 15 above average. Southwest wind on the increase at 15 to 25 and gusty. A few clouds for tonight, breezy 43 for the low. Tomorrow windy and seasonally mild. There could be a stray shower in spots late in the day and up to 57. Tomorrow night shower activity expands across the area. Lows in the lower 50s up to 56, and then falling temperatures Saturday afternoon. Some shower activity especially in the morning hours. For Sunday, maybe a snow shower in spots in the morning. Dry Monday. High temperatures in the upper 30s and lower 40s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Solier.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, the bottom line is that you listen here at our show, we're going to be probably bullish on America and the glass half full most of the time, everything, because, we talked about, Pearl Harbor and 9/11 and how would we react today, and do we have people that would volunteer to help if it got bad? And I do believe at the soul, we're still there. It just, what Brian Kilmeade tell us, he said he believes the structure's there, it just has to be brought out again, and those kinds of things. To think about having a leader, that would inspire most. I don't know if you could ever do it anymore, to get kind of behind a person because of the opposition research, and there's always trash going on, true or false, on a leader. Very difficult to do that. But if each individual were to do their part and just, love on people, and try and share a big word. I used to ask my dad, what do you want for Christmas, Dad? He said, kindness. If we just all did that.
Absolutely.
Don't get frustrated when somebody's in front turning left and didn't blink and all those things and things that make us angry. Generally, when we get really angry, it's a buildup of stuff to where you just been so frustrated over whatever. And there's tough life situations and it's frustrating, it's hard and all those things. You just pray, you just hang in there, you just try and choose. I told the kids growing up, choose happy. You do have a choice. And you can be a ball rob, but nobody wants to be around that, and then you're lonely. So try and touch others. Don't think outside your body. If you always think of something else outside of you, it'll be much, much better for you.
Right.
Because it's an lecture. If you help and volunteer and do something kind for somebody, it's better for you. It's amazing what that does to your soul when you really think that that's what I ought to be doing. Not worrying about what I'm looking like, how I'm dressing. Just be you.
And you can continue to do that. I know we had Karen Pickard on yesterday talking about the Knapsack Project, Daily Bread Soup Kitchen. That's a great way to give between 9 and noon today and tomorrow. Also, I see that Pastor Mark Johnson is delivering a message at the Salvation Army for a luncheon today on a reminder to put Jesus first this busy holiday season and the destructive power of arrogance and the protective power of forgiveness.
It's a Christianity is the only religion whose number one tenet is forgiveness.
Yes.
And nobody's doing that except
boy,
the
can
Christian.
that be tough.
Well, it can be. There's no doubt about that. But I think, too, it's amazing the persecution of Christians through the world and ages when, if done properly, it's love. It's kindness. It's forgiveness. It's all the tenets you'd want a human to be.
That's right.
If you do it right. Now, sometimes it isn't done properly.
Mm-hmm.
Most all the time, hopefully it is. And I think that America still has a great heart. I think that we're still great people. And sometimes, though, your confidence gets shaken by things that occur and people, what they say, and then, you just start doubting. And I think that's but if you yourself are doing it and getting it done, then that's what you do. And you try and get as many people around you that kind of are like-minded. It's hard to be around people when they're so different and sometimes drags you down. It's just, that's why you try and choose happy. All right, we're done pontificating.
Okay.
We will be back tomorrow and join you again between 7 and 9. The boys on the drive this afternoon, Lon Tay and Derek Piper today, back from Madison Square Garden.
Had a good time in New York City.
Heck yeah. And what a cool bounce in your step to win a game like that. We did. And, of course, Tennessee day after tomorrow, 11 a.m. It'll be tough. But you know what? This is a good run. Illinois, I like our team. I like our age. Pretty cool. Thank you, Diane Ducey.
Go Illini. Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I am Stevie Jay. Thanks for listening. Meet you back tomorrow on the radio. Have a great Thursday.
During this holiday season, Cunningham Children's Home and each child, adult, and family we've served this year would like to express our appreciation to the Champaign-Urbana community for your support of our mission to see every child thrive. Join Cunningham Children's Home for the 4th annual Luminaries of Hope and Live Nativity, December 8th and 9th. Drive through our campus in Urbana to experience the holiday magic as hundreds of luminaries light your way to the live nativity. Learn more about Luminaries of Hope at cunninghamhome.org. Cunningham Children's Home. Hope begins here.
Illini fans, taste what's special about Jets Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5 off. That's right, save $5 on all specialty pizzas like the barbecue chicken pizza, chicken grilled to perfection, premium mozzarella cheese, bacon, red onion, and BBQ sauce. All piled onto Jets' amazing crust made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jets specialty pizza for $5 off.
What difference does it make to a hurting world that some of us call ourselves Christians? That's the question that Empty Tomb is helping to answer. On a local level, church people work through Empty Tomb to meet people at their points of need. On a global level, Empty Tomb's mission match is designed to help churches stop under 5 child deaths. These work happen because Christians care. If you want more information, see emptytomb.org or call 217-356-2262. Together, we can change the world in Jesus' name.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights, we switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, the Brian Hansen State Farm Agency right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over and you can start saving today. Our team is ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With the Brian Hansen State Farm Agency, it's easy to switch and save. Just give our team a call at 217-344-1900 when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. Hi, it's Stevie Jay. So I took my mom into Audubell, owned by Jeff Hanley, who owns 13 locations around central Illinois. She's had so much trouble hearing for so long. Audubell, A-U-D-I-B-E-L, for hearing. And some of the new technologies, they've got AI now for some of these hearing aids, and they're virtually invisible. It's unbelievable, and it helped my mom. It helped her incredibly. We've been to other places. This is by far the best place I've ever been in for hearing help. Go to audibelteam.com. That's A-U-D-I-B-E-L. If you want more information about Audubell and how Jeff Hanley and his amazing culture and amazing team that they have, go to audibelteam.com. That's A-U-D-I-B-E-L, audibelteam.com. You'll be so happy you found Audubell. Amazing work. They got a location in Champaign. Go to audibelteam.com. That's audibelteam.com.
Don't miss your chance to cheer on Fighting Illini basketball this season.
Deafening in here, 15,000, another shutout.
We need all of Illini Nation to help us defend State Farm Center.
And Illinois overcomes their largest deficit of the season.
Great seat locations are still available for you to see Illinois basketball live this season.
The Illini win it!
Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne.